America has been fighting a war on drugs ever since Richard Nixon in 1971 announced it as the nation's public enemy number one. Thereafter, we have spent more than $1 trillion on handling the issue. Drug use hasn't gone down, and our prison population has grown by about 900%. The practice and execution of the war on drugs involved a philosophy based on moralism, seen expressively with Reagan's zero-tolerance policy, that mandatory minimums for prison sentencing would solve the issue. This didn't deter or slow down the drug trade and left many Americans who are nonviolent offenders jailed for an expensive and unproductive amount of time. Annually, prisoners cost around $30,000 to $60,000 depending on the state. According to the FBI in 2017, the U.S. arrested 1.63 million people for drug law violations. 1.4 million of that, 85%, was just for possession. In total, the U.S. prison system costs around $182 billion annually. Attacking drugs at the supply side was one way the United States tried to fix the issue. Every time they would succeed in closing a route, another would open. The basic economic theory of supply and demand is ignored in this instance. As the U.S. closes a border or destroys an operation overseas in a foreign country, a new route is forged by smugglers, making the market represent a balloon effect. Interdiction of drugs globally always runs into this issue. The drugs never go away. The supply is too great and the demand is yet to falter, so it will always find its destination by traveling along the path of least resistance, that proven to be through land, sea, and air. We have yet to find a solution to drugs through this in the 40-plus years we have been fighting this war. Drug trafficking and government interdiction has developed itself into a cyclical gridlock. One of the other big concerns over drug trade is its tendency to fund terrorist groups. Generally, terror groups around the world resort to illegal means to make money, the most common of that being drugs, and not to mention how it funds cartels as well. The drug market has proven itself to not be price sensitive. It was generally thought that if we intervene and interrupt the supply of drugs, making it more expensive, then the demand would fall. That's true of most goods in the market, but wasn't shown to be true for drugs. People always seem to allocate money for addiction. One solution to combat drugs would be to attack it on the demand side, rather than the supply. One thing every drug supplier in the world has is a green bill with George Washington on it. America is the number one consumer when it comes to drugs. Whether it's the Afghanistan opium farmers or Colombian cocaine producers, America is generally the target destination.